Why the word doozy? What does it even mean? Well, the word doozy means something that is extraordinary or outstanding of its kind. And I am not that, but I want to be. And this is the podcast where I give you all the tools you need to become successful in life. But the best part is I'm going to learn how to be successful myself while I also teach you how to be successful yourself. So we're going to be successful ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? I'm your host, Alex Staub. Very hungover today. And today's episode, I'm going to learn how to play video games, right? Which is going to be really exciting. And while Kirk is off trying to get an Oscar right now, I'm not alone. I've got two very special guests with me. Please welcome Andrew Gerbil and Matt McLaughlin.
Thank you for that smattering of applause.
Yeah, and also, why'd you mispronounce our names?
Because
do you miss the beginning part?
Is it McLaughlin or McLaughlin?
The first one.
McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Okay. You're Goebel.
Yeah,
for a
simple.
while I thought it was Grobel, but I should do more research with the.
You should do more reading.
Yeah,
Right.
There's no R.
Right. Oh.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Goebbels.
Well, that's a new problem.
Yeah.
Or an old
Or an old one.
Here we are. Great start.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you guys for being
Honestly,
here, for
very
doing this.
excited.
This is gonna be fun.
Very excited for
That's
this.
it.
Also, not for nothing, we've been guests on the
That's what I'm
podcast,
saying.
so
They've been guests before.
It's true.
We know how to.
You know, this is. I thought who better to come and join me during this episode.
Yeah, the answer was a lot of people, but we were the ones that said yes.
We were the ones who were available.
The list was long.
It was,
Mom, my
and
dad.
it was deep, and we were very deep down.
And the
there,
least
so.
hungover. Of
Yeah,
all of your
that's right. It was a
it.
list of who's the most hungover and to who's not
Who can
scale.
I suffer with?
That's
during
right.
this?
And it went, and then it was a homeless guy, and then it went to these
Hell
guys,
yeah.
and I was like, all right, well, here we go. Today's episode is also sponsored by BotticelliFoods.com. Love it, love it.
Yum, yum, yum.
Use the promo code Doozy DOOZY at the checkout for 10% off everything. You don't know what to get your family for Christmas? Get Botticelli's. Okay.
Get Alfredo sauce.
Get him Alfredo sauce. Who's got? Buy
Who's got
everything.
cousins you don't know
Buy
what to get
everything on
for?
the store
It's
and
fine.
then wrap them up individually, so it looks like they have a lot of presents, and then it's just Botticelli's.
And another ragu. Thank you, Alex.
And another ragu. Yeah, but this one's spicy.
Yeah, this one's different. Ooh, that one's
I
vodka
do think that
sauce.
you get to adulthood where that stuff is exciting.
Yes.
Now I'm at a point where I
Yes.
go, socks, fuck yeah. Let's
Yes.
go.
It's
Right?
true.
I'm very,
It's
so
true.
if you did honestly get me some Alfredo sauce, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I can make so many
Right?
things with this.
Yeah.
True. That's
You're
true.
like, ooh, Alfredo sauce. It's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some pesto in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour
You're
it
like,
on my socks.
you know what?
Yeah. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do with the Alfredo sauce.
What a weapon.
Alfredo sauce and socks. That's
Alfredo
all he needs
socks.
for Christmas. Yeah, Alfredo socks. Well, today's episode is how to play video games.
Yeah.
And we are big gamers. You guys are gamers.
Absolutely.
100%. So, well, let's start with you.
Sure, why
Andrew.
not?
When did you first start playing video games? What's today your favorite video game?
Well, that's two separate questions. You want to know when I started?
I want you to answer both at the same time.
I will. So,
1990.
Yeah.
well, I started. My first system was the Atari.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I had the Atari. I had
Nice.
Pong. I had whatever the weird one where you like shot. Mission Control. No, Mission Control. The way the little houses that shot beams into the sky. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah.
All old as shit games, but. So I've been playing since I was a child. I didn't read books till I got to college.
I
so
can't read.
I could not read till I
still
got
don't
to
read books.
I know it's well, they're just where are the pictures? So
That's what I need pictures. I know I'm more of an audiobook guy.
Oh yeah, that's.
I look at books and I go, where are the buttons?
Yep.
Right.
Where's the controller?
Right. Where are the buttons on the
Where
books?
are the buttons on the books?
Book buttons.
But I would say
Yeah, book buttons.
I would say my favorite video game, kind of all time, which is a hard thing to like boil it down to one thing, but it'd be Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
Actually, that game is incredible
Which
story-wise.
one is who's in that one?
So that's Titus and Yuna. The story being basically that Titus is from a different world that he gets thrown into this other world. So it's kind of like a fish out of water story. Like, it's very cool that you're this character, but as
Is he the one with the blue hair?
No, blonde hair. So kind of like
The blonde hair, but he's got the yellow jacket, right?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, I know
and the
which one.
blitz ball. The balls,
okay, I
the
know-
balls
I know
are a
what you're
big
talking
thing in
about.
that episode.
They've
though.
got great hair in that
They
series.
all do.
I wish.
I don't know. There's
Hair?
I don't know. I couldn't possibly tell you. I played the demo for one of them. I
Yeah.
think you're like.
He
I
couldn't
told
find
you
the
once.
Oh,
buttons.
yeah, you played the demo for Final Fantasy 16, the newest one. Yeah.
No, the one where it was like a battle on the beach, and you rode up.
Oh, Final Fantasy 8.
Who knows?
I am a huge nerd, so this is
What
my
makes that your
bread and
favorite
butter.
game?
Yeah.
So a few things. One, the story is incredible, and I think it's so good of how it weaves in that things aren't always as they seem, but also the church is usually the villain because it is in that game pretty hardcore.
Not just like
As it is. But then also it's just the battle system was very cool for the time. It's turn-based, so you can't actually do action combat at all. It's all turn-based, but you see the order that's coming on the side of the screen, so you can like plan strategies, and it's very. And I also love the leveling system. I think they had a sphere grid where you leveled up, but then you were able to choose what your characters did, so you could do what the game told you to do. So like this person's a mage or this person's a fighter, but then not do something totally different. Take them like give them strength, give them this, and then do something totally different.
Yeah, the Final Fantasies, I always liked them for the graphics.
That too.
They
Beautiful
always the
graphics.
cutscenes were always
Beautiful
like the best
graphics.
graphics in video games. There was
Always.
always they were always beautiful. I played. I didn't really get into the Final Fantasy, but I played one Final Fantasy game that I loved, and it was. I don't know which one it was, but
He'll tell you.
I will.
The name was his name was like Valentine or something, and you had a gun, and you could customize the shit out of the gun.
This is
and
gonna-
he could turn into like the
This is
Beast
going to
or
make
whatever.
nerds insane.
Vincent
This
Valentine?
game,
Yeah, is that
this
what's his name?
game, perfect name. You got it. This is a character from Final Fantasy VII
Okay.
that's having remakes made right now. But the game you're talking about is called Dirge of Cerberus.
Is that what it was? Okay, yeah.
It was the only Final Fantasy third-person shooter.
Yeah.
It did not do well, and
I loved
but it's fun as shit.
It's
and if
fun.
you can find, I think it's either PlayStation, like maybe 2. If you can find a way to play this game, it's so unhinged because
crazy.
Vincent's whole power is even in 7 he turns into monsters.
Yeah.
So you do that.
Yeah.
But then your monster also has a gun.
Yeah, yeah. It's the gun, the gun
incredible.
aspect because you could
was great.
You could customize the
Yep.
gun. So you could turn it into a shotgun. You could turn it into a sniper, whatever. You could turn it into like dual
So
pistols
did
or
you
something.
turn into monsters with the gun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
So
Yeah.
did the ammo be what? How did the monster?
Ooh, now I don't remember all the
I
specifics.
think
of
it
it,
shot like fireballs or something. But the story with that was great, and the cutscenes in that were crazy. It was like
Yep.
a giant like war scene. But like I remember there was this one scene where you are on like the outskirts. And you're like going through this church, and there are these like vampire girls like crawling along the walls that you have to fight, and you're like shooting like the walls with it. I was like, this is a Final Fantasy game I like.
It gave off serious House
It
of
wasn't
Dead
turn-based
vibes, like
either. It was
like action, like
Sure,
action.
sure.
It was great.
Can we get clips behind Stop?
If you can
Jose,
find,
you got clips of
if you can find
the
clips
graphics
of
probably
Dirge
looked
of Cerberus.
suck, but like back then I was like, this is amazing, you know?
great time.
Can you see the enemies all around you because you got the green screen?
Yeah.
Just like-
No,
just-
he can.
just
He's
like
he can whatever. Jose does whatever. Sometimes I'll be like, could you put this up, Jose? And he'll put no.
That's incredible.
That's all it is. So, but he'll put up whatever the fuck,
Hell yeah, that's
whatever he
great.
wants. It's up to him. I have no
fair.
control
That's
over
fair.
Jose. Jose is God.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
What about you?
the first system I remember playing was regular Nintendo,
Beautiful, beautiful.
and
Yeah, I had this. I had the Super Nintendo. That was like my first.
that was
thing.
the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a slut for Super Mario 3.
Ooh,
and-
incredible.
And Duck Hunt. I think we got the combo. They
Okay.
would come together, and
Duck
you got
Hunt.
the
Oh,
Nice,
weird. Duck
nice.
Hunt was originally on Atari.
Was it?
Okay.
It was.
I didn't know
With
that.
the gun?
It had a weird attachment that had the gun as well.
Whoa. Why did it? Don't need to know that, but that's weird that then Atari went to
No, it was just
Nintendo.
re-released. It's the same thing they do with games all now. It was just the first time it
that's
happened.
true.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Anyway, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
regular Nintendo.
That's hell yeah. That's dope.
And then we became a Sega house.
Okay.
So we didn't have Super Nintendo. We had Sega.
Matt is a hipster.
I'm a hipster,
Nice.
and I would say more. We continued down what I would call the democratic world of Sega to then PlayStation, never Xbox.
Yep.
Stayed in that world for forever. Favorite game?
It could be like currently. It could be back then. It could be.
I destroyed my thumbs with some Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay.
Loved that. I loved
While playing the game, or
just like you
Yeah.
just roll your fingers around the buttons and
Yeah.
the guy does a thing, and I had no idea. I
Yeah.
now understand. Like all I had to do was like left square,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it would have been moved.
Yeah,
But
right.
I was like, let me smash all my fingers in a place.
Tony Hawk, nice.
Did you ever play those?
I never played like the sports games. I always liked.
I find that genuinely surprising.
Me too.
Well, like I used to do like the Madden and stuff, but I was just like I don't know.
I did like that. I would say
I like the adventure stuff where like I didn't know what was gonna happen, and it was all like up to me. Whereas like okay, I don't want to play soccer. I don't know.
yeah.
Like
That's very fair.
That is
know?
fair. I would say favorite game. Oh man, the one I had probably the most fun, which I haven't played the sequel, but when the newer God of War came out,
Oh,
that's
that was it. I haven't played the
Absolutely was
sequel yet, but that was
Ragnarok.
Just,
You haven't played Ragnarok?
Yeah,
Wow,
I
you
don't
are-
have,
Holy shit!
I don't have a PS5, and I refuse
Holy
to.
shit! I was gonna say Ragnarok might be my favorite game.
Really?
The new God of War series was I don't know why,
they
but it
did.
just
They did it right.
I don't know. It just
Wild.
it was amazing. Those are the first two games that I platinumed.
Yeah.
Holy hell!
Yeah, and then I went back and just started.
We'll get into that because
Yeah.
you're a platinum slut.
I do.
You have to do that.
I'll go for it, but then
love
like if I'm like, I won't really.
I
care.
barely played
won't
the
really
games,
care.
let alone.
No, those games I platinumed like crazy. And I loved it.
For people
true.
who are how to play video games,
Yeah.
platinuming is what?
That's when you go through a game
And you do
the
everything.
developers have
when you
given
peak sexually.
honestly, that's enough. That's the answer. But it's when
I platinumed, Mom.
it's there are
Another one.
there are achievements that the game designers have put in the game, whether they be really simple things like reaching key moments in a story or doing something insane. Like in Final Fantasy X, there is a genuine achievement for dodging 100 lightning bolts, and it's the most annoying achievement in the world because not only is dodging hard, sometimes the game's just like, nah, you didn't click the button and the button input doesn't work and you fuck up at like 73 and you have to start over. It has plagued. It doesn't matter. It's.
So did you do it or?
Oh yeah, I finished.
You're getting angry, so maybe that was.
Well, I can't get that
Like
time
an-
back,
like an
Alex.
Right, you can't get that time
I
back.
can't get it back.
No.
What did you start on?
Super Nintendo.
That was the one you started.
Yeah,
Dope,
and then
dope,
I
dope.
went into to the N64.
Okay.
And then went right to PlayStation.
Oh.
And I've never gotten Xbox. I've always been PlayStation.
That's
Same
surprising.
with
always,
me.
always PlayStation.
Yeah,
And
you give
I
off
loved,
the douchey Xbox vibe, so I just
Yeah.
Well, that's
you'd
the
probably-
sun.
fuck
Sunglasses.
Xbox, dude. No, I'm PlayStation. I'm classy with that shit.
Yeah. Do you have a PS5?
Oh yeah, I was one of the first people to get it too.
I want to make it clear. Me too. I had it day one. I want to make it clear. This is. We both have PS5s, and you, Matthew,
He's still on Sega.
I still
Sega
I'm going
Genesis.
backward. I just got a Super
He's still
Nintendo.
playing Tony Hawk.
I went. I actually just played the remastered.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
I would also say The Last of Us 2
Ooh.
was one of my favorite games as well.
It was annoying as fuck.
Also,
for me, though.
I really Cyberpunk is for me really.
That's
I fucking
incredible.
love that game.
Yep. Well,
I have spent a lot of time in that
I know.
world, and I fucking love it. I know everyone hates it and
No,
there's
no, no, no.
glitches, but like
I want to make
when
it clear.
when you don't look at the glitches and all the shit, whatever, and you're actually there, it's a fucking.
You don't look at all the
great
problems it
game.
has.
If
It's
you don't
pretty
look at all the
nice.
problems, it's a great game.
So I want to make clear. You've played it since they've re-released it, right? You played the new stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing the DLC right now.
So that's the thing is, I give them a lot of credit. I played it day one, and I did like it, but it was very glitchy. But I play Skyrim and I play Bethesda games, and those games might as well be called, do you want to watch a horse fly into the sky for no fucking reason?
Exactly.
Cool. So I don't have a problem with like glitches. But I think Cyberpunk was a fun thing that I did I almost platinumed that game too. And then I just stopped playing it. And when it was being re-released, I'm like, I don't want to go back to it. I don't care to.
There's another patch coming out on the 5th where they now there's a whole like train system and you can like have more moments with people and
Lord.
it's like it's completely redone.
That's crazy.
And
that is insane.
everyone's saying that when the DLC came out, they redid like the entire game.
I knew they
And they
redid
were
the
like,
whole
this
system.
This
is
is
how
the
we
game-
should have.
This is how the game should have been launched. And it would
Yeah.
have been the greatest game.
That's welcome
to How to Cyberpunk. This is these two.
how
The
to.
day that people could actually start augmenting their bodies, I'm first in line. Rip my eyes out.
Rip those eyes.
They're like, yeah, I'm gonna have. And
Give
then
me better ears in my eyes.
I'm gonna have tubes coming out, and I'll be like, "Choo," and you'll be like, what was that? I'd be like, my hangover's gone.
Actually, today that
I've
would
got a
have been
cyber liver now. All right.
really helpful for you.
Hey, well, let's get into these tips here. Okay, top 10 tips
Let's do it.
on how to play video games. For those of you that don't know how to play video games, or like you're not, you've never played video games, but you want to get into it, or
You're like, what the fuck
you know,
are you talking about?
You're right, and you're like, what's going on here? And you're waiting for your PS5 and you can't play games or like whatever. Like, we got you. All right, you're at the pro desk right now. So here are the top 10 tips on how to play video games, baby. Tip number 10. Choose a platform, okay? Playing video games no longer requires a dedicated console or a souped-up gaming computer. There are an increasing number of quality games available for your laptop, old computer, smartphone, or tablet. You can play games on anything, right? As long as it has buttons, right? It needs buttons.
Or a screen.
Or a screen.
Gotta have
Yeah, get a taste for these first before you shell out hundreds of thousands of dollars for a console or computer upgrades. Once you've decided to explore new territory, keep the following in mind.
It's true. I was going to say in here you only wrote hundreds. I'm glad you said thousands because computers can be so much money.
And also Call of Duty has taken a lot of money from me.
Oh, just for aesthetic purposes. Got it. Great.
You want the golden shoes for $300? Got
Hi,
them.
real quick. I'm not
thing.
sure if they're going to side with me on this, but microtransactions are the death of gaming. so
yeah.
just
I agree with
okay,
you. Yeah.
great. Okay, cool. We're all on the
100%.
same.
It's gambling.
Sorry, keep
Yeah.
going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, fuck you. For the largest number of available games, get a desktop. This is my podcast.
How's the hangover, Alex?
Oh, baby. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. For the largest number of available games, get a desktop computer running on the latest operating system and install a good video card, okay? For a cheap, easy setup option, purchase a console. Choose a latest generation
cheap
console.
option.
For the cheap option, right? A PS4, Switch, Xbox, to play new games. Or an old one, PS3, Wii, Xbox 360, Sega, or even earlier, for a large selection of cheap used classics. You want to play those dirty used cheap games? Choose a handheld gaming system for a specific game you can't get on your phone. All right, yeah. There are different ways, different consoles. It's all capitalism. I mean, what do you...
We can agree that games on your phone is designed for when you're pooping, right?
Correct.
Yes.
I mean,
or commuting in a city that you don't have to control a vehicle,
that's when I do
or
my best pooping, I think.
in
is
the
usually-
commute during the commute for
Yeah.
sure.
There isn't a game.
Play a lot of games on the subway. Yep.
Yeah,
I do, yep.
I don't know if there's a game on my phone that I'm excited that it's on my phone instead of anything else. You know
Fair.
what I mean? Like,
Yes.
there's nothing.
Yeah, playing Candy Crush on my PS5 would be weird.
Would be wild.
Would be weird.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing, though.
Toon Blast on my on my 70-inch.
If Toon Blast.
Blast.
If here's something wild for people that don't know, like how far games have come and things like this. On your phone, if you have an Android or an iPhone, you can play the entire Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII.
Here he goes with the Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
IX.
again.
But these are games that took 4 straight up discs to play on their original systems.
Yeah.
So in the fact that phones are so powerful now that they can those same cutscenes that he's talking about on your phone with nothing. It is insane.
The thing that would make your PlayStation go like,
Yeah, fucking
weird.
fans
It is
for-
hot. It's hot to the touch.
Yeah, and that just happens now. So I love that you put this because there really is. Yes, gaming can seem expensive and all that stuff, but there's so many other options out there.
The PlayStation people hate the Xbox people. The Xbox people hate the PlayStation people.
And everyone
And
hates
the
us,
Switch is
so
just
it's fine.
the Switch is just vibing, like
right?
doing shit.
Yeah.
and having a good
They've
time.
been vibing since
yeah.
the Wii, dude.
However you want to play, there's a gaming style and console for you. All right.
Yeah. And then next
Number
up,
9, everyone.
Number 9. Next is read the system requirements. If you're using a console, you should be able to play any game for that console. There is a big should in air quotes, just because, perfect example, Cyberpunk
Right.
was unplayable on the PS4.
Yeah.
But that happens. You just to roll with the punches. Computer gamers need to find out their computer specifications and check them against the requirements on the game's packaging or website. There are typically 2 sets of requirements listed. Required lists the bare minimum, but if you do this and you fall short of any of these requirements, I wouldn't get the game, but also if you just meet them, the game will look slow and it's going to look worse. And again, you're going to notice, I should have probably not done this. Recommended requirements should let you play the game with shorter load times, no lag or visual glitches. Lagging is when the game just kind of seems to skip a beat and you're reminded immediately. You lose the immersion of gaming, which I think is a reason a lot of us play this. But when a game skips a beat, you're reminded like, I'm in my boxers in my bed. I'm not journeying
Trying
through.
to dodge lightning.
Yeah, I'm not trying to dodge lightning.
for
I'm
4 days.
For
Yes.
4 years.
I had a game on PC. It was for the Beast Wars, like the
Okay.
Beast Wars, and I remember playing it, and it was like the character the character would like gallop, and it was really slow, and then you would change, and it would be like slowly morphing back into the Transformer, and I was like, okay, this is a little slower.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing in a TV show someone playing the game, and the character's like transformed.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah,
I
wait.
didn't even realize that my computer was so shitty that it was going at maybe a fifth the speed that it should. And the graphics were like, it would glitch and become blurry.
Yeah.
And then it'd have to I was like,
All your games were in slow-mo. You were like,
it was.
this is
This is
Tony
hard
Hawk
to-
in slow-mo.
this
You're
is
like,
hard to
okay.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, this is crazy.
So
every
really-
game is like this.
Really go for the recommended section of those video games,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
And I remember getting some video games and our computer was so shitty, it just like read the disc and went, no.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
not happening.
Yeah, absolutely
There's
not.
nothing about this computer.
we
that's gonna let
couldn't
me do
possibly
this.
do
Yeah.
this.
I love that there's no discs anymore. I had playing with the discs, and sometimes you'd scratch it, and then you gotta. Sometimes it wouldn't read it, or I like just downloading everything.
I love the disc.
I am also analog
I
as well.
love handing it over. And
Because you can share it. You can give it to someone. You can say, hey, try this game. So wait, so actually, this is a great question for PS5 owners. Do you have the discless one?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I've been discless for a while now.
if I were to describe you, it's discless for sure.
I've been discless.
Wow, that's crazy. I know. I
If
have the disc one.
Discless was a game I would have platinumed in.
That took so many tries.
Dickless.
If Dickless was the
Dickless.
Tip number 8. Watch video reviews. you got games are a huge business, and the actual gameplay sometimes fails to live up to marketing hype. Find at least one review before you purchase an expensive game, preferably a video one, so you can watch the gameplay firsthand. And I'll tell you, there are so many games that I haven't gotten specifically because of this.
Yeah.
It's like, absolutely. This was. I mean, there are games I'm like, you can even. Specific things like, is it fun? Is it like this game that I used to like?
Yeah.
Like, here's what, and people on Reddit are just answering questions that no one has until you have it. And
Yes,
like,
it's true.
Is this like this obscure game from the 90s? Like,
Yeah.
it is, or it isn't. But this has helped me a lot. I don't want to do too much because sometimes it gives too much away. Not so much the story.
Fair.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to, or see, it's almost like movie trailers. Like, I don't want to be in my head and go, I haven't gotten to this thing yet, or I see a thing.
Sometimes if I'm really unsure about a game, then I'll go check out a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And it will like either sway me or be like, I don't want to do that. But then there's some games where I know I'm going to like this. I'm not going to watch any videos on it. And whatever.
There's one of my favorite channels. It's called Game Ranks. Game Ranks?
Game Ranks?
Game Ranks, yeah.
I worked with that guy.
Oh, really? That's incredible.
He's really cool.
I believe that because I love there's a whole segment they do, which I love their picture because it's always just a dude with his hands up with his face is the game.
His
and
name's
it's all
like Falcon or something, right? Or,
Oh, yes. That's one. But they do a whole section of things called Before You Buy, This.
Cool.
Whatever it is. And it's very funny because you watch that and you actually like, you're not spoiling anything. You genuinely are like, here are some things I wish I knew before I bought this.
I'll usually look for the game I'm playing, like tips and tricks. Because it can help because you go, if I had focused on that would have been a more fun experience. And for me, I know we're going to get into it, but if the game isn't fun, fuck this. I don't want to do it. I know people are like, I'm going to play on legendary mode. I'm like, is that fun?
No.
Like, no, but I also
It
like
is.
being
It is. I
during
disagree.
sex,
I
too.
disagree. I love it.
Trying to
Why?
platinum it, I guess, is torture.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Also, back then, when there were no like YouTube or anything like that, you would go to GameStop and you'd look at the back, and that was all you basically had to like go off of. Like,
I hope
what
these
the game
three
looked
pictures
like.
and words I don't want to read sway me.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
the
true.
story, and then it's like a couple pictures of the combat, and you're like, okay, this looks cool,
Yeah.
And then sometimes it wouldn't be cool, and sometimes it'd be like, oh shit, does anyone else know about this?
Yeah, sometimes it'd be cool, and sometimes it would be Quest 64.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow, deep. You know what
deep?
I did love?
What'd you love?
Opening the thing, sliding out the little pamphlet, and then just reading. And if you knew the game would be banging,
you have
if
the
it
whole
was
little
like
catalog in
and
there.
And sometimes it would be in the style of the game, like Agent so-and-so, you have to. I was like, oh, fuck, we're in it already. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes you could also get like the guy, they used to do the books, like the guides.
Oh, those game guides. I have so
game
many
guides.
of those.
The first game guide I ever got, because I loved the game so much, was the first Kingdom Hearts game.
Yep. I think I have the same book.
Fucking loved that.
It's a
game.
great game.
And the book came with it, and I was like, oh shit. And that's when I became a little nerd in the gaming world. There.
Yeah. Yes,
That was a
did.
good game.
It's a great game. I love that game.
Yeah. All right. Tip number 7, everyone. Be cautious with competitive games. If you don't consider yourself a gamer, there are certain genres that you may not enjoy. First-person shooters, fighting games, battle arenas like League of Legends, and to a lesser extent, sports games tend to be fiercely competitive. These are often extremely difficult for a new player to learn. If you have your heart set on learning one of these games, pick one with a single-player mode that lets you learn on your own, such as Halo. Some specific games in different genres fall into this category as well. The Starcraft and Dark Souls series are not recommended for inexperienced gamers.
Or experienced gamers. Holy shit, have you played those games?
Yeah, no, like Elden Ring and that type of those type of games. Like I hate that shit.
It's the same.
I
It's
don't
like
play that.
I feel like you would.
Well, I mean, I've God, this whole thing is just me getting roasted by the two of you. I do.
It's tough. You love.
I played Apex for a while, and Apex Legends is just like Fortnite, these battle royale games where you get dropped in with nothing and you start an even playing field. But that's a lie because it's not an even playing field. There are people who don't leave their basements, and they've been playing this game for 4 days, and they are just incredible. But I like that rush, but I get like emotionally tired pretty quickly. Like pretty. Yeah. It's exhausting.
I feel like playing again. I know most people. This is a hot take here. Online play can be so frustrating to me, and it's never fun because of that reason. There are people that have. Like, this game has been out for 2 days, and how do you have everything? And how are you perfect at it?
It's true.
And you're also 14.
Yeah. Yes, all of this is true. All of it's true.
That's what it is. They don't need jobs. They got no bills to pay. That I would.
And we're not shitting on like.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I think
yes, we are. We're shitting on you. If you're 14 in your basement,
get it. Grow up.
Grow up.
I want to make it clear, young gamers. I love that we are starting to. And this one, not even one of our tips, but I love that when video games don't make you a bad person. Like, video games are great. They don't make you more violent. They don't do those things. And I love that it's now more accepted to play video games, and people talk about the benefits of hand-eye coordination and things like that. I'm team, keep playing those games, kids. Just don't listen to sad men older than us when they say gross shit. That's all.
What, online? On, like, the multiplayer screen?
Oh, yeah.
I'm that guy. Shut up. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, no.
That's probably a good tip for any episode of Doozy. Like, don't listen to gross old men. Don't listen to Alex. That's a tip.
I'm inside wearing sunglasses and a polo shirt. You think I know what I'm doing?
It's like the sun. And the sun is setting, by the way.
God, it's hot in here.
Tip number 6. Search for action games. This is a pretty broad and popular genre if you like fighting and platforming, which platforming is leaping and climbing around platforms or space or whatever. Look no further. The atmosphere and setting of these games ranges from horror, which The Last of Us we've already talked about, to family-friendly, Legend of Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom is up for Game of the Year this year, so that's a great one for there. To historical Assassin's Creed, which everyone knows that an assassin killed the Pope, which is the truth. If you like testing your reflexes but don't really care about story or immersive experience, try a competitive first-person shooter such as Call of Duty or a family-friendly platformer such as Super Mario Galaxy, which I do love.
I haven't played. Is that good?
It's very good. If you'd rather mess around or have fun with friends than explore or follow a story, try Super Smash Bros. Or Grand Theft Auto, which...
I love this note.
The fact that you're
Please
like,
say what it says.
The opposite of family-friendly.
which gave me such a brain fart. I'm like, there's got to be a word for that.
Yeah. The opposite.
I have...
Yo.
So you've played Grand Theft Auto Online,
yeah, baby. The new trailer is coming out on the 5th for the new one.
I know. I will be honest.
I'm
that
ready.
That was a game where I bought it. I was like, oh, it's really nice. There's a free online part. That's really... And then I played it. Oh, man.
The online is a massacre.
The online... I straight up spawned in, got sniped from a half the map away, and I went, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to play this. Because that is a game where... First of all, there was a bug at the beginning where anyone who played in the first few months got like $100 million. So if there's any person that was around, they have everything.
Yeah.
Any gun, any car, anything. And you're just like, I don't belong here. I'm like a homeless man that just dropped in this world of
They
billions.
do have this cool thing where if you kill someone who's a Rockstar employee, you get a certain thing. Like some people who play, like the Rockstar employees will play around or even go to try to find bugs and you'll get like a t-shirt that your character can wear. And it's, at least there used to be. I don't know.
That's very cool. I did not, that's incredible. I love that.
You're just trying to fix a bug and getting murdered.
Jesus Christ! Guys, I really have to do this.
T-shirt.
This is your annual review, Andrew. You have, given out 7,000 T-shirts.
I'm very bad at this.
Is there any bugs? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I can't even play.
Why did we hire you?
Yeah.
Is there lightning?
I remember going on once for the online, and it's like I got in my car and I was just driving to like the tattoo shop or something,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy on like, it was like a bike, but it was like a jet bike and it flew, right?
Okay.
And he just came by and just carpet bombed me, and I exploded. And then he knew where I was gonna respawn. When I respawned, I saw him coming down the street and just shot me again. And then he knew another place where I was. There are people that know the respawn points,
Wow.
and he would. This guy, I put my controller down. I was like, I'm getting off this thing. I'm good.
That's
cheating,
wild.
right?
Yeah, that's absolutely
Oh,
it's-
100%.
That is called what is that? Spawn camping or something? It doesn't matter. It's dumb.
Or like online Red Dead Redemption. That's a bloodbath.
That is a bloodbath, but that's a
bloodbath.
more
It's
fun
a fun-
bloodbath because
You're in
the
a
one with
bar
these-
just getting knifed in the throat every 2 seconds.
But then also, if like you want, you can fuck off to the desert,
Right.
In that, like, and then you're just in the desert.
Right? Oh, I love that game too.
That game's very fun, too.
Actually, the Red Dead Redemption 2 would have to be one of my top
I think so
as well.
too. I want to replay it.
Yeah, you played that on my system. I love that.
did.
That was great.
I think I put like 400 hours into that game or something. It was bad.
Bad or great?
Bad isn't like good, like Michael Jackson.
It's
bad.
like it's where it met back on the other side. Like it was
Got
so
it, got
good
it,
it
got
got
it.
bad.
Exactly. All right. Oh, you done? Oh. Hey, well, let's take a break here. All this murder talk.
Fun
Okay.
time.
All right, we'll be right back after the ad break. Hey everyone, are you tired of buying expensive, low-quality foods? I am, all right? And that's why it's time to discover the authentic taste of Italy with Botticelli Foods. They are a family-owned brand that delivers farm-to-table products straight to your dinner table. Experience the rich flavors of their Italian cuisine, which has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, just like game consoles and whatever. I wish Botticelli was a video game. I would play.
I platinum the shit out. That would be
I
one
would
of the only game I
platinum the
platinum.
shit out of Botticelli, the game.
Yes.
You're just drinking sauce. That's all it is. Just drinking it.
You gotta drink 10 of every flavor.
Yep.
In under 2 minutes.
And then the online,
Andrew's
and
like,
then you get murdered.
Andrew's like, I'm gonna do it.
If you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use promo code Doozy, DOOZY, at checkout, you can get 10% off all Botticelli food products, okay? We're talking every kind of sauce you can think of. Olive oils, balsamics, and many, many more flavorful products. Go and get it. Take a bath in it, okay? And remember, Botticelli Foods are extraordinary and outstanding, just like the Men of Doozy, baby. Mwah! Love ya. Oh, love me some Botticellis. And now we go to the favorite part of the ad break. My editor, Jose. Jose, I know that you're also a very big gamer too. What's your favorite video game? How did you start? And how do you think this episode's going without Kirk?
Tell us visually on the screen.
Hey guys, the screen is broken. My favorite video game of all time. It's Celeste, maybe Hollow Knight. I guess I'd say Breath of the Wild. I started playing video games back in Super Nintendo. I guess the NES was my first console, but I started like actually getting into video games during the Super Nintendo. What else? I play every game. I have every system right underneath the TV. There's an Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, Switch over there. Computer. I do everything. I love video games. They're the best. Episode is going poorly. It's over an hour. Stop making episodes that are over an hour. I don't like editing over an hour stuff.
Good one. I like
Wow.
that. I agreed with that
He's
one.
definitely an Xbox kid.
For sure. Enthralling stuff.
Yeah, enthralling.
Is that the opposite of family friendly?
Hey everyone, we're back. I drank Botticelli's.
Guzzled it.
I guzzled it. It cures hangovers. It does.
I bet a little dab of pesto will do you
Yeah.
good, probably.
Yeah.
We'll do what good? Do who good?
It.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
hangover.
They are family friendly. That's what we're going with.
So yeah.
Yep.
Well, hangovers aren't. So they're helping.
Hangovers are not family
Not family
friendly. No.
friendly. No,
Nope.
no,
They are not. All right. Well, hey, we're in the top 5 tips now.
Sweet. And we're on number 5, which is play story-based games. And I don't think you knew this. I'm so glad you gave me this because this is pretty much the only games I play. So people are like, what do you play? I'm like, I love story-based games.
Same.
Enjoy sprawling fantasy settings, play Dragon Age or Skyrim for a pseudo-medieval experience. Or one of the more recent Final Fantasy games for the Japanese take. BioShock 2...
The Japanese take, not a game made in Japan. It's the Japanese take.
It gets worse when I think about it. That isn't, but it is offensive. But it isn't though. Like on
The opposite of family friendly.
enthrallingly offensive.
Enthrallingly.
BioShock 2 or BioShock Infinite are more unsettling examples set in utopias gone wrong.
The BioShock series is also one of my favorites.
Its story is
Also
very
one of my
good.
favorites.
Wow.
Back to God of War. That is some of the best storytelling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even Red Dead Redemption 2, like these long games, these massive games have such a wonderful story. And from a writing perspective, they have to turn in scripts. Like you have a film script that's like this big, and a video game script is almost like I've seen it. It's like this big for the story, not even just the side stuff. It's insane, and that is my favorite thing. I feel like video games have the best storytelling, better than most movies.
Yeah.
Best storytelling of all time is
This is comfy, by the way.
I can believe that.
Can I?
Yeah, keep going.
Last of Us Part 2.
Ooh.
Best storytelling of all time. The first one is good.
I went into it blind, and I played it over the pandemic,
see it?
and I was...
That was so quick.
I
That
was
so
blind, but now I see.
That was so quick and annoying.
I hate it. I love it.
Andrew, can you get your feet over here?
Get your feet up.
legitimately-
Put your feet on my
your feet
shoulders.
over here.
Sorry, I'm just going to share something with the audience. These chairs are not meant for people my size. If I put my legs anywhere but where
Andrew's
they are right
stuck
now,
in the
it's
chair.
the end of my world.
It's the end of my life. It's also going to squeak like it's...
He's going to rip his pants.
It's not great.
Just
We're not
put your
doing great.
feet on my shoulders.
Nope.
Get in
Okay.
there. Nah. This is a good...
Get on up there.
Yeah, it looks really comfortable over here. I'm going to keep
So I went into it completely blind.
Got
right?
it. Got it.
And the lights were off, TV was off, and the audio was playing, though.
It was a long road, but I figured it out.
Stupid.
It sounded like point, but...
Spoilers. Spoilers. Just
Couldn't...
all right.
Can't confirm.
So, where you going?
These chairs also aren't comfy.
Right. Yeah, I went in there blind during the pandemic, and my jaw was on the ground the whole time. It was crazy.
Yep.
What an amazing story.
Yeah.
And you had played the first one too, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I
great.
played the
Yeah.
first one, and I even replayed the first one right before I played the second one because
Very
I wasn't
smart.
doing anything during
Yeah,
the
very,
quarantine.
very smart.
And
I rewatched the
I don't
gameplay.
think I slept. I think I literally just played that for as long as I could.
Yeah.
And like at night, lights off in your room, and you got the headphones on. I was just like, let's go.
So much so that everyone loves, as they should, the TV show.
Yeah, the TV show
And-
was really good, actually.
And they were so on board with the storytelling from the game, and the liberties they took were so awesome. So we're like, the show is so good. I was like, yeah, that's video games, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's video games,
Yeah.
baby.
Wait till you get to the second, and the second one is so massive. I think they're splitting it up into 2 seasons or something. Like it's
believe that.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
It's yeah. I feel like the
Masterful.
TV show They rushed it a little bit, but maybe that's because in video games, if you're actually going somewhere, you're actually going there.
Well, yeah, and
instead of they just cut to the big moments, which was good.
I read an article,
but
that
like
was
it was like I've kind of
they took away.
I
all
was
the
unsatisfied because of how
it's
thick
it's,
the game
because it
actually.
didn't cut to an hour of puzzle solving.
Yeah,
and
right.
fighting.
Yeah, you're not
it's
immersed
very,
in it.
It's very hard to do that. I think, especially with a game as I would say as impressive as The Last of Us is. Like it's not good TV. Watching a person get killed by a clicker 3 times, they reload their save because they, God damn it!
And in the background, you're fuck.
Yeah, it's just and so it's what this is how I at least envision shows like that and games is like whenever I play a game, because I play games sometimes on easy mode, I like to imagine that that's the story that like they intended, where like you're surviving easily through it because this is their story. Playing on the really intense difficulties might be like what the designers thought or whatever the game is, but I think that is a harder experience that you can fail or die more often than these characters who are, it's their story. No one reads Lord of the Rings where Frodo dies.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Well, the Last of Us also has that it's permadeath thing that
Yeah.
people have done.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen videos where they literally get to like almost the last level and like they'll go to jump over something and they'll fall down like it's like
and you're
it's
dead.
like
You're
the
done.
thing that you just don't predict and then they're dead and the game is over.
Well, so here's something that I feel like
entire game
I
and I remember seeing this guy playing it and he died and he's just like it's just quiet.
It
was
sounds like
it was-
you setting up this podcast. With the angle.
now before we get away from story games, I feel like we have to share Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh baby.
Has been very good.
These
Staub and I have
these
been
boys
playing
have
it
been-
myself.
have been
Oh baby,
deep.
And-
look, well, because of you're our dungeon master.
I
for
am the
Dungeons
dungeon
and
master.
Doozies,
Yes,
and
indeed.
we played the game together. And honestly, playing that game, I played as Ernie Dynamo.
You did.
I did.
I know, it was great.
And I literally like know how to
Yes.
actually play this. Like when we get to play again,
Yes.
You'll see a whole.
I'm very
difference.
excited.
Yeah.
But I also, speaking of permadeath, did you hear about the update?
No, I did hear that at the end you can actually party.
Well, so hold on. So this is
That's
all true.
what I heard.
Well, yeah. So that's true. They did.
course
they,
you did.
They added an epilogue, but they also added a mode called Honor Mode, which is a step above Tactician.
Okay.
Honor Mode. It's one save file, baby.
Wow.
If you die, your save is gone. Gone.
Wow.
It is permadeath in that game, and you know what that means.
That means
That's
yeah,
insane.
that's
and
insane.
they added things that I don't think we even talked about in the D&D episode because it's too advanced, but they added like legendary actions to the bosses, which is something that is like
Yeah.
so hard. And I'm like, this is
God.
great. Can't wait to play it because I'm
Unnecessary.
a masochist.
Let's go. We played it together too. I like how you can play with people.
It's great.
Yeah.
I watch it. It's good. I usually go over and just get drunk and watch you play. I'm like, why is that? Why do you have so many options?
Take her shirt off. The game is.
Can you kiss them?
How many people can I sleep with?
You can.
Yeah.
It's a dating sim.
It is. All right. Is it my turn?
It is.
Tip
Back to
number
you.
4, everyone. Pick up a few strategy games, why don't you? Huh? Build an empire with turn-based strategy in Civilization V. I don't know what number that is.
That's 5.
Yeah, you would know that for all your Final Fantasy numerals, right? Civilization Beyond Earth.
Or just like kindergarten where you learn.
This is my
Pretty standard education.
Civilization V. That's what we're going to go with. Test your reflexes with fast-paced, real-time strategy games such as the challenging multiplayer game Starcraft 11.
Yep. There have been 11 Starcrafts.
It's my podcast.
StarCraft 11, all right?
Not true.
Try any Total War game to test your single-player tactical skills or play the role of a famous historical figures.
Am I
Yes.
the only one that plays Total War games?
What? Give me an example.
They are basically, you have like a map, and you're running a kingdom, and then you build armies, and you
We're
like
talking
a
about like Age
a
of
mobile
Empires.
game?
like that, but it's it's similar. but they go there are two modes. There's like the world map
On the phone?
No. This is PC.
Okay.
And it's the world map. And then when your armies meet up, they have the most realistic battle strategy. So you have to place all of your armies, your archers in the right place. And also they have this whole system of if your army that's trained really fucking well goes up against mercenaries or something that don't have great weapons or villagers, it's like it has the best win ratio, and you can just auto like, oh, you lost no soldiers because if this was real, your cavalry would have trampled them and called it.
I've never done any of these games.
And you can slowly build, like slowly conquering, and you make treaties. It's very, very. It almost feels like Emperor D&D, like if you're running a world and you can make these things and you have to make these choices, and then should I do this? Here's a 57% chance it'll succeed, and then your spy can or your assassin can kill the guy or get caught and killed. And you're like, fuck. No.
Is that where like it's online too? You can also like attack someone else's kingdom, or?
I don't think so because it's so long. Like it's turn based, and you'll lose 7 hours in it, and you might be able to do multiplayer. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Crazy.
What is it called?
Total.
Oh, it's just called Total War.
Total War, and it'll be like Rome Total War.
Oh yeah, I've seen those games. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Starcraft 11.
Yeah, the 11th
Civilization
one.
V. Yeah. Oh no, I've seen those ones.
Yeah.
Beyond Earth. I've tried to play those on like the mobile, and I don't know, I couldn't get into it.
Which ones?
Just any kind of like
just
game,
games.
Any kind of just game like that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Maybe I'm on the phone. I mean, yeah.
I
Not designed for pooping.
I would be
right. It takes longer than
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than what my butt's doing.
right. I'm like, I don't want to be on my phone for
I
this
would be
long.
willing to try that kind of game. I never tried it, but I'd be willing to try.
It's fun.
Cool. Hell yeah. Number 3, turn down the difficulty if you like.
I disagree.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me read the tip, and then you can disagree. Relax.
This is my podcast.
Games don't have to be about suffering or punishing yourself to the limit. Pushing yourself. Pushing yourself to the limit, not punishing yourself to the limit.
I mean that.
Well, then come on. All right. If you're playing a video game to unwind, set it to the easy difficulty. The harder difficulties often are intended to be difficult challenges for people who have played similar games for years. If the game has both single-player and multiplayer options, single-player portions are almost always easier, which I think, I would agree with that statement. I think it's a weird line to draw because I would say that multiplayer games are not even in the same thing, and there is no difficulty because the difficulty is you're getting shot in the face.
Right. The people that are crazy, the 14-year-olds.
14-year-olds who are crazy. Like that's, but I also, for me personally, I know you're going to disagree, but I, as I said earlier, there's something about playing through a game for the story as opposed to being worried about how many monsters, how hard it's going to be, whatever may happen. Instead of that, you can enjoy the story while seeing what the designers meant.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding.
No, it's fine. That's how I feel.
I think if you start at like the normal level, it should be fun and slightly challenging.
Peer pressure.
20. This is a year 2022.
Oh, sorry. There's no peer pressure. I'll just explain to everyone. I'm trying to be a good boy and lose some weight so I fit in these chairs better. So
yeah, because these chairs are going to be at the wedding.
His wedding.
Do you not want this?
No. You have that. That's all you.
Do you want it?
No.
All right.
It's yours.
I almost got him. He thought about it. He went.
No. Anyway, I think that it should be fun.
What's the most difficult game you've played with like the difficulty turned
beefed up,
cracked up,
beefed up?
To the point where it was self-torture.
I mean, I did not. I don't think I've ever actually even finished it because I do not have a platinum on it. I would say The Last of Us because I think
the first one or the second one.
The second one. I think
that's got to be impossible.
I think what makes me this is my actual feeling about it is gaming design now has gotten a little bit lazy too, where when you up the difficulty, usually all that means is they've given the enemies more health.
And you have less health.
Yeah, so it just becomes like
no ammo to do
a
anything.
battle of attrition where you're just kind of like, oh, I've shot you 40 fucking times and you're not dead yet. So it's not like, that's why I'm so excited for the honor mode of Baldur's Gate is they have added things to make it more difficult. They have increased the AI. They have done things that will genuinely make the game harder as opposed to just like legendary mode. These things take more bullets. And I'm like, I don't. That's fucking lazy. Lazy game design, lazy, all that stuff.
Yeah, fuck that.
What do you have to say about this next tip?
Tip number 2.
All right.
Explore and experiment. That's what I always say. One of the most appealing features of video games compared to other art forms is the ability to insert hidden content that you have to actively search for and discover. Here are a few tips for getting the most out of your games. In platformers, role-playing games, or even racing games, try to move through or attack walls that look out of place with their surroundings.
Yeah, just roll at those walls in Dark Soul.
just-
You'll find some secrets. Just roll at those walls.
You will, which is interesting. There's, I'll talk about some of my favorite in a second. In strategy games and action-adventure games, try new tactics, even if they don't seem great. The later parts of the game or harder competition often require the ability to recognize when an unusual weapon or strategy has a chance to shine. That's actually a really good tip. I never thought about that.
It's great. It's a good point.
If you get to a point where you're like, this is easy for me, and you're like, well, that's probably going to get to the point where the bad guy's like, I know that.
Yeah.
That is what I love about next-gen games, and I don't feel like they're utilizing it enough, is making the AI
Smarter, yeah.
smarter.
Yes.
When
They've been getting better about that, but yeah.
Yes. In games where you can talk to NPCs or non-playable characters, use every dialogue option and read closely for hints, which is very great. What is everyone's favorite Easter egg or hidden thing in a game?
Ooh, baby.
One of my favorite, one of the most fun
for a second.
is in one of the Grand Theft Auto games. They have like a giant wall, and you can't get over it for anything. But if you ran cars and like got them on top of each other, you can climb up. There's a big tag on the wall, spray paint, says "You shouldn't be here." And I thought that was
That's
really
hilarious,
interesting.
yeah.
And
That's very
even
good.
older games, certain games set in like other older settings or whatever. I forgot what game they made like a reference to. I think it was like a medieval game. Maybe it was a Skyrim or something where they made reference to an older man and a young kid showing up in this like silver steed, and they were alluding to Marty and Doc Brown came back to the future.
Yeah.
Incredible.
In this time.
Very
or something.
funny.
Like
Yeah.
that was so stupid.
Easter eggs are a huge part
They're
of the
so
video
fun.
games.
They're
That's
so
like, yeah.
fun. What is your favorite Easter egg?
I trying to pinpoint it, but like
You'll remember right
every
when we
game
finish.
that I play, I will when I'm like not playing it. Sometimes I'll just go on YouTube and be like, "What
Yeah,
are the
tell me the
what are the
secrets.
Easter eggs in here?"
Right.
And it's so fucking cool to like any of the Fallout games or like just those big exploration games.
There
like,
are so many fun things in all these games. These things. I know they just released something for Destiny 2 where I saw it on my For You page today that someone put like the devs put, if you find like a cave or whatever and you jump in, if you don't know, Destiny has 3 classes. You're either a hunter, a warlock, or you're I forget the last one, a titan. So you're a fighter, you're a hunter, or you're a wizard. There's a bunch of skeletons in a cave around a campfire that look like characters from D&D instead.
Okay.
So it looks like a wizard, looks like a fighter, and looks like a hunter with a bow. And I'm like, that's so funny and so stupid. But I love in Red Dead Redemption, even Easter eggs that are like not Easter eggs. They're actually just like intended to be weird. The alien encounter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
The whole serial killer thing
Yeah.
that is not a quest.
Yeah.
Not a quest.
It's not.
You just
Crazy.
follow this person murdering people.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
The one in the original, or no, the last Grand Theft Auto, there was in the prequel when you're like getting out of the bank, right?
Right.
And you're driving the car to like escape the cops. You go by this bridge with this like frozen river, and if you get out of the car, which you're not supposed to, and go down under the bridge on top of the frozen river and look into the ice, there's like an alien frozen from like Alien versus Predator type of thing.
Really?
Frozen in the ice, yeah, in the prequel.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, no one would ever go there or know that.
Also,
but then
here's
if you make the time to go out of the way to actually explore and stuff, then
Right.
you could it makes it way cooler.
I think the most fun thing too is now devs are like on to gamers. So there's really funny things you can look up where, on computers it's possible to like stop the gameplay and look around. And what people have found is, I think it's in the newest Spider-Man. I don't know. I think that's it, or even it's like Final Fantasy 16 or something. A character that isn't in the scene, if you like turn around and go behind it, it's just like them giving the finger.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest
Yeah.
thing because they know that people are stopping the game and looking around, so they're adding just like
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it's
That's in like
fucking-
God of War, I think.
God of War has
with,
that
like,
too.
Yeah, you go to the
It's
photo mode. And,
so funny, so
Yeah.
stupid. I love it.
I love it.
Next.
All right, well, hey, shit, we're at the top tip, everybody. How to
We
play
did
video
it.
games. Number 1, get help.
Who are you talking to you?
Send
We're not
help.
talking about
Send
games
help.
anymore.
Get help.
Get help.
Okay? Get a job, okay? Get help when you're stuck. Unless your only goal is bragging rights, why spend hours losing the same fight or stuck on the same puzzle, or lose your family or relationship, or just, spiral into the abyss? Search for the game name and the word walkthrough online, and you'll find strategy advice or answers for every part of the game. If you prefer to solve it mostly on your own, ask friends or gaming forums for hints and advice. Hints and advice can make the game easier. If it's not possible to follow the walkthrough advice, such as talking to a dead character, or you are following the instructions but nothing is happening, it could be a bug. Search online for a description of your situation, how you might find other players who can help you fix it. This for me, and I'll never forget this. It was before, like, YouTube. When I'm stuck, I go on YouTube and I'm like, oh, that's what it is, just to figure it out. Because sometimes I really can't figure it out, and it's not so obvious to do something in a game. And
That was my biggest gripe with Last of Us 2. I had eventually told you, sometimes it didn't, and I'm like, what the fuck do I have to do?
right,
How am I supposed to know there's a rope above me?
yeah, you got to grab the rope, and then I didn't, But this, I was playing Majora's Mask.
Oh shit! Yep.
I was playing Majora's Mask as a kid, and I had to get this one mask.
I love this game, but this is actually going to be my next tattoo. I don't know
yeah.
if you knew this, but I'm going to get the tattoo of Majora's Mask on
There
my
we
body.
go. I loved that game. I
very good.
played the shot of that game. But, like, going through the temples or trying to find some extra stuff or, like, getting a certain mask or something, like, I just couldn't figure it out. And my cousin beat the game and knew everything about it. So I just would call him, like, 6 times.
That was your walkthrough?
Yeah, that was
It
my
was your
walkthrough.
walkthrough?
I'd call him, like, 6. I'm like, how do I get the ice arrows? And he's like, oh, you got to go through this room or whatever. I'm like, oh. And I remember I couldn't get this one mask, and I don't know, it was stuck in a tree, and I didn't know how to get it out. And I looked online. There was nothing online that would say it. It would just say where it was, and then you get it. And it might have been a bug or something, but I know now that, like, YouTube would tell me how to exactly do it, but I couldn't do it back then, and it was one of the reasons why I kind of stopped it. I couldn't.
Shout out to the original YouTube, GameInformer.com.
Yeah,
That's
why I went to there, and it was just a description, because there were no videos of it. I was like, oh,
It's true.
Shit.
It's true. You had to read some of those guides. Where whoever made those guides, you were saints at the time.
Yeah.
because you would
Doing the Lord's work.
doing like 100 pages of things. So it's just it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I remember some bugs, even in Red Dead Redemption 2. It was like you had to choose 3 places to go to, and I kept going, and it would freeze. It would freeze the game. And so then I'm like, well, let me go to the other ones first to see if that can. And it started skipping, but it kept going through. I was like, this is a story mission. Like, if I don't do this,
Yeah.
I'll be fucked. So I just don't think bugs. I'm aware that it's massive in scale, these games now, and they have so much to do and work through. But I'm like, I just don't feel like bugs should exist in games.
We're getting into dangerous territory of like people who do game design. But I will tell you the same thing that I told Erica, because my fiance, she is playing Baldur's Gate, and Baldur's Gate is massive. And there are times when the game gets a little fucking wonky as shit. And I think what I would say to that is players who play games, myself included, all of us here, we do shit that they couldn't possibly imagine. And then stuff starts happening in games that they couldn't account for. But it also is a bunch of like, it's a coding problem, right? Where coding is very simple. It asks the question, is this the answer? Yes or no? Yes does this, no does this. As simple as people who can like clip through the floor, which is when you step somewhere in the game that should be solid ground and it isn't. That's because the game is constantly asking, like when you're running in Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption, it's asking, is this the floor? Yeah. And if the game says yes, you keep running. And if it says no, you fall. Yeah. And sometimes the game designer may miss that 1 pixel or the one thing, and then you step and then you're gone. Yeah, and that leads and it's just a thing of, it's a hard thing, but what I love about games now, at least, they're very good about patching that stuff out quickly and figuring it out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do they end up knowing just when people start playing, when they have seen that in the 5 years it took to build that game?
Well, yes and no. I mean, they start getting play testers, but beta testing is very small versus like when the game is released, it's overload.
Yeah.
I feel like fix it before there's people complain.
Yeah, and there are glitches that I've bumped into. Like I've never had like that problem in Red Dead, you know. So everyone's got like their own glitch and their own problem. And also, also, sometimes it leads to the most fun things, like the people who speed run Ocarina of Time. People know that game, where there's a way where you like backflip through the first like boss door, and then it messes up the game because the N64 didn't like expect a player to do that, and it takes you from the first boss to Ganon's castle, and you fight Ganon as young Link. That's like all online. That's like one of the most fun things. People do it all the time. That's
cheating.
The game was like, backflip through the door? Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes? Yes.
Yes or yes?
Yes. Young Link boss. Yes.
Get that young boy in here to fight this grown man.
Backflip again. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe the game is like, yes.
Yes.
Yes or yes.
Come on, backflip to that door. Yes. All right, well, hey, those are the top 10 tips on how to play video games, everybody.
I can't clap because I'm holding a microphone.
That was good. Wow. Well, this was amazing, okay? Thank you, everyone, for watching the Men of Doozy podcast. Please comment what your favorite tip was, and if you have a tip on how to play video games, send us a comment, okay?
Or for us to be better.
Right? or just how to be better, or what's the craziest thing that you got a glitch or an Easter egg nobody knows about? You know, let me know.
Can you backflip through a wall?
Can you Yes. Yes. Everyone can. Share it with friends, okay? We're on all social media platforms, everything, okay? Except for Xbox. We are not on Xbox, okay? Don't even try it, right? And if there's something you want to learn about and have me teach you while I also learn about it, let me know. I'll see you next episode. Thank you, Matt and Andrew, for joining me.
Absolutely.
I love you guys.
I love you too, man.
Yes. And that's no glitch. Bitch.
Nice.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.